Hey everyone, welcome. I hope this video finds y'all doing great today. Today's video is going to be an interesting one. For those of you thinking of upgrading your systems, I think you might find this interesting. For those of you considering upgrading to a 5090, I think you'll find this video interesting. Today's video is not going to be about any products. It's not going to be about certain brands or video cards. It's not going to be about a certain product in the sim. This is going to be purely about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and performance. That's it, and particularly performance with a high-end PC. So yeah, we're gonna do a flight today, but before we do all that, I want to take a minute or two to show you what we're dealing with here and exactly what we got going on with the sim and the system that we're using. So let's not waste any more time with intros here and get right down to it. Okay, first I'm gonna start off with our system here. Let me bring over the NVIDIA app. There we go. Okay, here's the NVIDIA app. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people don't care either way. I like it, I use it. So here's my rig. This is all that you can see. We're still running on Windows 10. I have the latest game driver, and yeah, so Windows 10 with all the latest drivers. Keeping your drivers up to date is an important one. Okay, our CPU is. I was thinking of upgrading my CPU also, but have since found that this CPU is doing fantastic in the sim for me. So I'm gonna stick with it. It's my Ryzen 9 7900 X3D 12 core. Yeah, it's been a great processor so far. Okay, for RAM, I'm using 64 gigs of Vengeance Fury, 6000 megahertz RAM. Yeah, 6000 is a no-brainer for me now. I've experienced 6000 and 4800, and there's a big difference between the two in the sim. So there's that. Okay, for storage, I got 4 terabytes, 2 NVMe SSDs. Both are Samsung 990 Pros. So yeah, there's 4 terabytes of those. There's my graphics card. It's the GeForce RTX 5090. I have the Asus TUF version of that. So that's what we're using for a graphics card. Before this upgrade, I was using TUF RTX 4080 before switching to the 5090. Switching to the 5090 from my 4080 is pretty much double the performance that I had with the 4080. There's more VRAM, more ROPS, more CUDA core. It's just, yeah, it's a game changer. Okay, for monitors, I'm using 2 monitors. I have a Samsung Odyssey. It's a 4K monitor, as you can see there, at 120 hertz and 32-bit. That's my primary monitor. I play the game in 4K. My secondary monitor is a 1440, and it's an Asus 37-inch Asus monitor. My 4K monitor is also 37-inch. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my system. For a motherboard, I'm running an MSI Mag 870E motherboard. And for a power supply, I'm running the Corsair Platinum 1200 watt power supply. They say you can get away with 1,000 watts power supply, but I always like to have a little extra headroom there. I think if you're running 1,000-watt power supply, you're going to be running, right at the top end of your power, available power. If we go to performance here, you can see right now, just sitting in the sim, looking at the aircraft here, not doing anything. We're pulling 409 watts. So, welcome to the world of the 5090. Yeah, and you can see, and I haven't even got my power at maximum. Got the power dialed down a bit. We got 400 and over 400. I've had some flights now where I've seen my GPU pulling between 450 to 480 watts. I haven't gone over 500 watts yet, but yeah, we're pulling close to 500 watts at some points during our flights. So yeah, that's a lot. So that's something to consider. You also need a good case if you're running a 5090 because she puts off some heat. She'll heat up a room. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I got a nice big case running the Corsair 5000D airflow. It's got 6 intakes and some good cooling. So yeah, that's the system, and you can see what our 4090 is doing right here. You can see our clock speeds, the VRAM. I'm using the automatic tuning too, so you can see it's overclocked. It's minor overclock, built-in overclock. It gave me a plus 109 megahertz on my clock speeds here, and it gave me plus 200 megahertz. Excuse me, on my VRAM clock speeds. So we're good there, and she's as normal. So that's our system, and that's what we're dealing with there. Okay, so now let me open up our settings here, and we'll go and show you what settings I'm running the sim at. Okay, display mode running full screen, and I'm running in 4K. I do everything in 4K. I'm also recording this video on OBS in 4K also. So there's that. Anti-aliasing. When I was on my 4080, I could not run TAA. Yeah, it would just tank my VRAM, and yeah, it was a stutter, screen tearing, anti-aliasing nightmare. So when I was on the 4080, the TAA was a no-go. I was on DLSS 4, and I ran it on quality. But you can see I'm on TAA now on the 5090. Render scaling, we're rendering at 4K and 100% there. So we'll just keep that. Everything's 4K, so we'll keep it that way. No upscaling or downscaling there. Now, as you can see for FrameGen, I am using the AMD FSR 3 FrameGen over the NVIDIA FrameGen, just because I found it's working for me better in this scenario. So I'm using the software-based FrameGen over hardware-based FrameGen, and I'm only using it on 2 times. Like the FrameGen is great and everything, but it's not the end all to be all. Like some people using the 4 times scaling, and I'm more of a native. I want more native frames if I can. So yeah, I'm not going to bother with that and trying to this hack and that hack for config files and this and that to try So this is what I'm doing here. But this just is the sweet spot for me. This 2 times AMD there, just kind of just smoothens everything out. This is my first time recording, so I have no idea what the video is going to look like, if things are going to be stuttery. But so far it's been like butter smooth for me in the sim. So we'll see once we get going here. Okay, the AMD fidelity sharpening. I'm not even sure what this does. I just been bumping this up and down and just playing around with it, and this is just where I left it from the last time I played with it. So we'll just leave it there. Exposure compensation EV, I brought it down just a tad. Don't want to muck around with it, just leaving it native as the sim, but just brought the exposure down just a bit. Low latency is on. NVIDIA Reflex there, that's on. Frame rate limit. A lot of people are getting this wrong. A lot of people are running this on 100% and running their sim at bottlenecking their CPU. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I run mine at 50% because I'm using 2 times frame generation. So 50% works. If I was using more than 2 times frame generation, then you would want to turn this probably down even more. But this works good for me at 50%. My monitor is only 120 hertz, right? So, you know, if I wasn't running frame gen or anything, then yeah, bump that up to 100 and yeah, go for it. But there's no point in bumping this up to, it's just gonna make me mainframe limited. And yeah, so yeah, there's some videos. I think a couple of people, Island Sim Pilot, there's a couple of people that have done video about this, and they are absolutely right about this. So yeah, that's where I have that set. Dynamic setting is off. I didn't like the dynamic setting in the flight sim. It might be better now. I know they've worked on it and there's been some updates to it, and they've tweaked it a bit. But I've been a big fan of this right here, Auto FPS. This thing just works great for me. I don't know what to say. It's great. It works. It just does what I need it to do. Keeps my sim stable. You know, I can put in my settings there. You set your TLOD and your OLOD, and away you go. I don't use the auto reduce settings, but yeah, that's it. I use that for that instead of the dynamic settings. Okay, show you my global settings here. These are the global settings here. My off-screen pre-cache, I got that set to ultra. Displacement mapping is on. I don't know. I should play with this. I haven't tried to turn it off. We'll see. Last flights it's been on, so I'm not sure exactly what it does. Enable or disable a detailed relief method for close terrain. We'll leave it on for now. It is what it is. My buildings, trees, rocks, plants, all that's pretty much on ultra. I got the grass on high. Could probably throw that on ultra. Wouldn't probably make much of a difference, I don't think. Object level detail, that's my auto FPS. My volumetric clouds always on ultra. And since I got the 5090, they've been just looking spectacular. With the ray trace shadows turned on and the contact shadow. Oh, it's just, yeah, beautiful. Texture resolution. This is a big one for FPS. Now, I'm not into chasing FPS. I don't even really care about high FPS and all that. I'm looking for stability and a stable, smooth system. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the highest FPS. I'm not trying to break FPS records. But FPS does matter. It does matter. Like if my native FPS drops below 30, my sim's going to suffer. And this texture resolution here, it's a heavy hitter on the FPS. Some people run this on medium. I run it on high. But this high just seems to be a sweet spot for me. It's okay. It works good on high. So I left it on high. Everything else, we're not going to go through every single item here, but as you can see, I do have ray traced on. You can take a look at the numbers in the settings. Everything's either on ultra or it's on high. So I'll give you a good look at all that. Right. The traffic I got off because I don't use the sim traffic and all that. I use BeyondATC traffic injection, so we'll be using that too. We'll be throwing it all at the sim and running the sim with all the add-ons that us simmers usually like to run on our sims, and then we'll get the real data coming in, flying in and out of airports. So both our airports are payware scenery airports, complex sceneries. Both cities that we're flying into have also the city scenery packs added to them. So we're flying into payware airports with payware sceneries, and we'll be really testing the sim out. We're going to be doing a flight from Toronto to Miami. Okay, so there it is. There's my system. There's my settings. You've seen it. We're running as native as we can. We got a little help with a little 2-time frame gen going on here. And that's it. Okay. So go back to the sim. As you can see there, it looks good. And we're back at our sim. Let me open up our frame rate counter here and show you what our frame rates are looking like. Debug. Oops. FPS. There we go. Yeah, so we're getting 106 FPS. So that means we're getting 53. I'm pushing about 53 native frames. And those are the frames that I care about. I don't care about the overall number. Every once in a while I'll get a little spike. It's pretty constant, but it doesn't seem to affect. I don't see it too much. But as you can see, we're not limited. We're green. Everything's green, right? The fiber down here bandwidth is yellow. That's usually green, but I don't know. It might have something to do that I'm recording. I'm also recording now in 4K, so that's going to have a little bit of an impact too. So you might see a little stuttering or a little shaking or jittering or whatever. When I'm not recording, that's not happening. Trust me on that one. So this is all normal. As you can see, there's my 64 gigs of RAM. As you can see, when it gives you for available RAM, it's not quite 64 gigs. It's the same with the VRAM. I got 32 gigs of VRAM, but it doesn't give you 32 gigs. Just under. It's a gig and a half under 32. So yeah, so you can see I'm running 64 gigs of RAM, and the sim right now is using 14 gigs. My VRAM, I got 30.6 gigs available, and right now my sim is using 11.47. Now this VRAM, this is a big one here. When I was running my 4080, my available VRAM was 14.2, and as you can see, I'm almost on top of my 14.2 right here. Once I get the sim fired up, everything going, BeyondATC traffic going, my VRAM's going to push up to 13, 14. There's been points where I've seen my VRAM hit 17 gigs. With my 1480, that was a no-go. I would already be back at my desktop by then. It crashed the desktop just because my VRAM crashed out on me. So yeah, so that's where we're sitting right now. Give you a look at how the sim's running as we're sitting here. Let me put it in drone mode here, upside down, and yeah, we'll give you a look around. There's the airport. Yeah, it seems when I'm recording here, things seem a lot more jittery when I'm panning around and looking around and stuff than it is. Seem to be getting more of those little red spikes on the frame rate counter there. But yeah, today we're going to be using this one bird right here. This is the PMDG 777-300ER. Finally, it gave it to us. And yeah, they've done some changes to it. You can see it if you get up really close. Let's get up really close here. You can see, look at the weathering on the side. You can see the staining and the dirt marks and, you know, the weathering. Yeah, looks good. But yeah, there seems to be a little bit of jittery going on. The quality of the scenery and stuff doesn't look bad, but that I wasn't getting before. But I'm absolutely sure it has to do because I'm recording. Now all the little purple things you see down there, that's a developer Flight Tampa thing. That's not Flight Sim or sim problems or performance problem or anything. Flight Tampa did an update to this airport in Boston Logan, and those things were purple after the update, so who knows. Been hoping they come back and fix that, but they don't seem to be in too much of a hurry to do that. You can see we got all this haze here too. You can't even see the skyline there. And like I said, we got an add-on scenery pack for the city itself too. But there's an overall look of the airport, Toronto International. The camera's okay. It's just when I try to scroll fast, it just stutters. Has a little jittery. But there's an overlook at the airport, and the city, kind of. In general, go back down. Go look inside. This is inside the terminal, but back up a bit here. But just take a second look at the windows, the framing on the windows. I want to use my mouse pointer, but when I do that in drone mode, it moves my camera around, so I can't do that. But you know, the framing on the windows. Look at the light posts and the edges of them, the edges of the buildings. The edges of the gates where they bend, where the frills are, there's no shimmering. There's none of that Christmas tree glittering going on. The anti-aliasing is just fantastic in TAA mode. That's why I love TAA native. You know, FrameGen just can't seem to iron that stuff out. Wait until you see when we get in the aircraft and the displays when it comes to ghosting. Stuff like that. But yeah, just wanted to point that out to you. Let's go inside the terminal here. This is inside the terminal building. Have a look around here, up in the ceiling. You know, looks pretty good. You know, 150 FPS in here for you FPS chasers who love to see that nice high FPS. But it's yeah, it's the native frames that I care about. And yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what we got going. There's a quick look, but we're gonna do the flight here and let you see how the sim performs when you're trying to fly. Okay. Get out of the drone mode. Back here. I'll go get the airplane powered up and get everything, get the flight plan and everything all set up, get the airplane all set up. This is not about the aircraft. This is not about flying, so I'm not going to waste your time with all that. This is about the performance of the sim, and we're gonna concentrate on all that. So give me 2 secs. Well, for me it'll be a minute or so while I get this all set up. For you it'll be a blinking of an eye. See you in a minute. All right, a blink of an eye and we are back. Okay folks, I have the aircraft all set up. Excuse me, and excuse any interruptions if you hear ATC in the background. We have BeyondATC running. We'll jump outside for a second here. As you can see, get my controller back working here. There we go. There's the airport. As you can see, the airport's populated with aircraft.
163, ready to taxi to the active.
There's aircraft pushing back.
Canada 163, runway 05, taxi via 6 Alpha Kilo, Bravo Tango, Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 left. Runway 05, taxi via 6 Alpha Kilo, Bravo Tango, Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 left, Air Canada 163.
All right, I don't know why my frame rates have tanked there. Moved the view around and got stuck. But as you can see, my frame rates have drastically changed now that we're in the cockpit. We're getting things fired up. Okay, just double checking my controls here. All right.
All aircraft be advised. Hotel now current altitude 3014.
Okay, so keep an eye on the frame rates and keep particular eye on
Air Canada 737 gate
on our
request pushback.
memory, our VRAM.
Air Canada 737 Toronto ground pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Pushback approved. Face southeast. Air Canada 737.
Get our chocks.
Air Canada 402, contact Toronto Tower 118.35. Over to Tower 118.35, Air Canada 402.
I don't know why I won't let go of my chocks. There it goes.
Rouge 1901 at gate 126. Request pushback.
Yeah, with the PMDGs, they got this thing where you put the mouse on the corner of the screen and it changes you. It drives me nuts. If someone knows how to,
Face south, Rouge 1901.
if someone knows how to turn that off, if you can put that in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate it.
163, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right. Cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right, Air Canada 163.
Air Canada 115 Heavy at gate 171, request pushback and engine start.
You need to set parking brakes to request
Air
ground
Canada
services.
115 Heavy, Toronto ground, pushback approved, face southwest.
Pushback approved, face southwest, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Air Canada 737, request taxi to the active.
All right, we're clear for pushback.
Air Canada 737, runway 05, taxi via
Busy here today.
Alpha Lima, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel.
I didn't have my brakes on, or otherwise the BeyondATC would have brought up my GSX menu. Let's hope the audio is working on GSX today. It's kind of buggy.
WestJet
Hello, Captain.
2630.
We are ready for pushback.
Charlie 39er, request pushback.
WestJet 2630, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback approved, face south, WestJet 2630.
Got traffic all over the place.
Rouge 1901, taxi for departure.
Departure checks
Rouge
completed.
1901,
Bypass pin
runway
inserted.
05 taxi via 6 Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short runway 15 left.
Runway 05, taxi via 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 left.
As we get the engine started up, we start to taxi out.
Locking
Yeah.
gear.
You can see how things change with frame rates and VRAM.
Bravo, request pushback.
Air Canada 991, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback approved, face south.
GSX is slow. Oh, they're lifting us now.
Air Canada 737, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Cross runway 15 left at
Commencing
Tango.
push.
Continue taxi via
All
Tango,
engines clear.
Mike, Foxtrot,
Start at will.
Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right. Air Canada 737.
WestJet 2630, request taxi to the active.
WestJet 2630, runway 05 taxi via 5-4 Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot.
As you can see, you get company
Hold
now
short
in the
runway 15
PMDG.
left.
I can see a little shimmering on the carts here, but the buildings, the poles, everything else looks fine. I don't see any shimmering.
Hold short runway 15 left, WestJet 2630.
Like I said, we're using BeyondATC. Get some more just looking at those spikes there. Those red spikes.
Air Canada 991, ready to taxi to the active.
My main thread
Air
seems
Canada
higher than normal.
991, runway 05 taxi via 9er, Delta Romeo, Delta Echo Tango.
Well, we're
Mike,
keeping
Foxtrot,
an eye on it.
Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right.
VRAM is creeping up. It's up to 11.7 now.
Taxi via 9er, Delta Romeo, Delta, Echo, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 right, Air Canada 991.
Rouge 1901, cross runway 15 left at Tango.
Please set parking brakes.
Continue taxi via Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel.
Unlocking
Hold
gear.
short runway 15 right.
Cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right, Rouge 1901.
Jazz for 27 at gate 110, request pushback.
Jazz 427.
All right, I
Toronto
think we're
ground,
good to go.
pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south, Jazz for 27.
Jazz 893, gate 260.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Jazz 893,
Left is clear.
Toronto ground,
Right is clear.
pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, Jazz 893.
Air Canada 163, cross runway 15 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel.
Cross runway 15 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Air Canada 163.
Engine's almost ready. We're almost
Air
good to
Canada
go here.
991, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Air Canada 991.
WestJet 2630, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel.
See you later.
Runway 15 right.
Ground, he's off.
Cross runway 15 left
Engine's good.
Tango Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right, WestJet 2630.
Shut off our APU.
Air Canada 991, continue taxi.
Signs are on auto.
Continue taxi, Air Canada 991.
We're good to go.
Jazz for 27, request taxi to the active.
Jazz 427, runway 05, taxi via 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo
Brake test,
Tango,
good.
Foxtrot Hotel.
Now we'll get taxi clearance.
15 left.
All right, we'll taxi to runway 05 via 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short runway 15 left, Jazz 427.
Jazz 893, taxi for departure.
Oh man, I can't get a word in edgewise.
Jazz 893, runway 05, taxi via 10, Delta Romeo, Delta Echo Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 right.
Runway 05, taxi via 10, Delta Romeo, Delta Echo Tango, Mike, Foxtrot, Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 right, Jazz 893.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, taxi for departure.
We're Air Canada 115, by the way.
7, hold position for traffic, I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic, Jazz for 27.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, runway 05, taxi via 8, Alpha Lima Tango. Hold short, runway 15 left.
Runway 05, taxi via 8, Alpha Lima Tango. Hold short, runway 15 left, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
As you can see, I'm using the auto
3, contact Toronto Tower 118.
auto respond.
Contact Tower 118.35, Air Canada 163.
Air Canada 737, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi.
As you can see, everything's smooth. Our VRAM's, well, it was over 12 there for a minute.
Taxi via hotel, Air Canada 737. Rouge 1739, gate Alpha 164 Alpha, request pushback and engine start.
Rouge 1739, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved, face south, Rouge 1739.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, waiting to cross 15 left.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Bravo Tree, Tango Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right.
Cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Bravo 3, Tango Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Yeah, they're busy here today at Pearson.
Jazz 427, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Jazz for
This is the
27.
de-icing ramp here.
Jazz 834, gate 248, request pushback.
I think they can put the de-icers away.
Jazz
But
834.
what do I know?
Hold position for traffic, I'll call you back.
Hold position, Jazz 834.
Rouge 1901, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
Cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel, Rouge 1901.
Air Canada 501, gate 157. Request.
Usually I'm flying at night, and the airport's not that busy.
501, Toronto ground, pushback approved. Face
It's
south.
busy now. There's lots of aircraft.
Pushback approved. Face south. Air Canada 501.
Rouge 1739, taxi for departure.
Rouge 1739, runway 0.
There was a little stutter.
Delta Romeo, Delta Echo Tango, Mike, Foxtrot Hotel.
There's another one.
Hold short, runway 15 right.
Runway 05, taxi via 9er, Delta Romeo, Delta Echo Tango Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 right, Rouge 1739.
I think a lot of these micro stutters I'm occurring have to do with me recording.
Contact Tower 118.35, Air Canada 737.
Masking the system, a lot of the system.
Jazz 834, Toronto ground, pushback approved.
Play in 4K, record in 4K.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, Jazz 834.
WestJet 2630, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
These we gotta, whoops, gotta pay attention to what I'm doing there.
Via hotel, WestJet 2630.
Jazz 427, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15.
There's a lot of aircraft moving around. I got aircraft behind me, in front of me. There's aircraft taking off and landing.
Hold short runway 15 right, Jazz 427.
Air Canada 501.
The Ram's holding up.
Air Canada 501, runway 05, taxi via 8, Alpha Lima, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 left. Runway 05, taxi via 8, Alpha Lima, Tango, Mike, Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short, runway 15 left, Air Canada 501. Rouge 1901, contact Toronto Tower 118.35.
Contact Tower 118, decimal tree 5, Rouge 1901. Have a good morning.
Jazz 834 ready to taxi to the active.
Yeah, the sim had a rough start.
Runway 05, taxi via 10, Delta Romeo.
No doubt that launch was a rough one. But things are slowly coming into their own now. I haven't had to crash the desktop in a while, even with using my 4080.
Short runway 15 right, Jazz 834.
Air Canada 991, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
Cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel, Air Canada 991.
Jazz 251 at gate 111, request pushback and engine start. Air Canada 501, cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right. Cross runway 15 left at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango Mike Foxtrot Hotel. Hold short runway 15 right, Air Canada 501.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, holding short 15 right.
WestJet 2630, contact Toronto Tower 118.35.
Over to Tower 118.35, WestJet 2630.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
Cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Rouge 1739, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position, Rouge 1739. Rouge 1739, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Rouge 1739. Jazz 251, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest. Pushback approved, face northwest, Jazz 251. Jazz 952, gate 107, request pushback. Jazz 952, Toronto ground, pushback approved. Face northwest. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest, Jazz 952.
Been using BeyondATC for a while now. It's pretty good.
Tower 118.35. Have a good morning.
Over to Tower 118.35. Air Canada 991. Have a good morning.
Jazz 893, cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
Cross runway 15 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel, Jazz 893.
I haven't gone through my checklist, but hey, this is simming, right?
WestJet 2092 at Gate Charlie 33, request pushback. WestJet 2092, Toronto ground, pushback approved, face southeast. Pushback approved, face southeast, WestJet 2092.
Jazz 251, request taxi to the active.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, contact Toronto Tower 118.35.
Contact Tower 118.35, Air Canada 115 Heavy. Bye-bye. Air Canada 115 Heavy, ready for departure. Runway 05.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, runway 05, line up and wait.
Runway 05, line up and wait. Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Trying to keep things moving along here.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Toronto Tower, wind in 060 at 5, runway 05, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 05, cleared for takeoff. Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Air Canada 991, contact Toronto, departure 128.8.
Contact Toronto, departure 128.8. Air Canada 991.
See some red flashing there.
V1.
Jazz 893, holding short, runway 05.
Jazz 893, runway 05, line up and wait.
Runway 05, line up and wait. Jazz 893.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, contact Toronto, departure 128.8.
Contact Toronto departure 128.8, Air Canada 115 Heavy. Toronto departure, Air Canada 115 Heavy, 2,800 feet.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Toronto departure, identified, climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Rouge 1901, contact Toronto Center 124.925, bye-bye.
Contact Toronto Center 12 for decimal 925.
Come on.
01.
There we go. Oh, flaps. Got behind the aircraft there. I vectored myself because I know they're not going to vector me to mobile. Still some corps to work out of BeyondATC. That's okay, once you get to know them. But you can see our frame rates, everything's smooth. There's no scenery popping in and out. There's no stuttering or anything like that. Even when you see it flashing red like that. Remember, I have a scenery pack for the city itself, which we're about to fly right over downtown.
Toronto departure, Jazz.
Mainframe's pretty high, around 25 there.
Jazz 893.
I think it's because of this overcast. Last time I flew, it wasn't so overcast. Pretty clear.
Climb to 16,000 feet, Jazz 893.
We'll just keep climbing out. But I want you to look at the speed tape there. Now to look down there.
WestJet 2630, contact
There's no ghosting on either the speed tape or the altitude. It's just flowing. Nice. You can see it, and when I moved my numbers up here on the autopilot, they don't. It's all nice and smooth too. See? No ghosting.
Climb to flight level 190, Jazz 427.
Hit that wrong button by mistake. I want flight change, I want VNAV. I hit the button on the Bravo. But the clouds look great. As we come up to the layer we go through, you can see there's no pixelating or weird colors.
Air Canada 991, contact Toronto Center 124.9.
And our frame rates are considerably down from when we were on the ground. We were getting 140s there for a bit, but look, everything's still smooth. Got aircraft just in front of us here, a couple miles on the same departure. It's climbing too. Keep an eye on him, we're close. But see the clouds, nice and wispy and clean and smooth. This is what I've been trying to achieve with Flight Sim for so long. Forever. I've been playing Flight Sim since the 90s.
Center on 124.925, Air Canada 115 Heavy. Toronto Center.
Lots
Air
of
Canada
traffic.
115 Heavy, passing 16,600 feet for flight level 190, direct due some.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Toronto Center. Good morning. Identified.
Cleared to 390.
Climb to flight level 390, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Switch to standard. Let me get some get my engine stuff up there. Getting the aircraft situated.
Contact Toronto arrival 125.
Cleaned up.
Contact Toronto arrival 125.4.
Overhead looks good. And that's it. Let's go look outside.
Caribbean Airlines 602, descend to 8,000 feet, altimeter 3014.
Let's use the drone.
Descend to 8,000 feet, altimeter 3014.
Where are we here? What's going on?
Air Canada
Oh.
115 Heavy, contact Toronto Center 128.275.
Help if I turn the controller on.
128.275, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
My aircraft.
Toronto
There it
Center,
is.
Air Canada 115 Heavy. Good morning, passing flight level 226 for flight level 390.
See how smooth it is? We just zoom right in.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Toronto Center, radar contact. Air Canada 737, contact Toronto Center 135.3.
Contact Toronto Center 135.3, Air Canada 737, bye-bye.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuttering I'm seeing that I wasn't seeing before, but I'm thinking that might have a lot to do with me recording.
Air Canada 991, Toronto Center, radar contact.
Anyways, that gives you the gist of it. Just want you to see the kind of performance. I'm not going to bore you with the cruise, but we can blink an eye again and have you at the at our descent and let you check out the performance we're having as we approach the airport and fly over the scenery as we're approaching the scenery. The VRAM so far has been pretty good. We're around the 12 gig mark there, so been holding on, but everything else has been stable. Looks good. All right, well, there you have it. There's our departure. Just going to be climbing up to 390 now, and yeah, sit back for cruise. So I'll see you guys in a second, and I'll meet you over at our descent and approach. See you shortly. Hey, I know you thought it was going to be the descent, but wanted to jump back a little bit early and show you something here. Take a look at our VRAM down on the bottom here. We're up to 13.82.
Contact Washington Center 3415.
Contact Washington Center 3415, Air Canada 115 Heavy, bye-bye.
I'm basically 3.99, 14 gigs. There, that's over what I had in my 4080. So running these settings would have been impossible for me because I'd be crashed the desktop right now. So just wanted to give you a see, because that's what this video is all about. Excuse me. It's about the performance. So just want to give you a look at that. You can see our VRAM. Everything else still looks pretty much the same as it was. Except if you look here, you can see our VRAM. We're almost pushing 15 gigs now of VRAM. So yeah, VRAM. It's a big one. Yeah. So okay, again, we'll see you back at the descent. If there's anything else worthy to report, I'll pop back. But I just wanted you guys to see that how close we are to 15 gigs here, and that right now at these settings, I'm using. Now we're over 15 gigs. I'm using more VRAM than I had in my 4080. Okay, talk to you in a minute. All right, we are back on our descent. I'm all choked up here. Allergies got me. All right. So far everything is good. There's been nothing out of the.
Canada 115 Heavy. Contact Miami Center 132.15. Have a good one.
Just trying to pay attention what's going on here.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, have a good day.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary to report.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, descending via BNEFSH 3, flight level 306.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Miami Center.
We're on our arrival now. We started our descent. But yeah, our VRAM got up to 17 at one point. It's worked its way back down to 11.75. We're out over the Atlantic Ocean right now, and we'll be starting to make our way to the coast now as we make our way into Miami. frame rates have stayed steady. Yeah, nothing to report there. That's all been good.
Miami Center, JetBlue 193, descending via BNFS tree, flight level tree 12.
It sounds busy going into Miami. We'll see how BeyondATC does.
American 422, contact Miami Oceanic 12, 3.775.
Center on 12, 3.775, American 422, see you.
But yeah, it's been great. The sim is, as you can see, I'm looking around. Everything's nice and smooth. I have no problem with my views.
Southwest 281, contact Miami Center 132.45.
Yeah. It's all great. Outside, we can go look outside.
Southwest 281.
Pretty smooth. Nothing to complain about. Getting about 90 to 100 FPS. Let's put that frame gen on. My GPU temps and everything stayed pretty much the same the whole time, between 58 and 61 degrees, pushing around 400 watts, give or take. Got some turbulence going around here, pushing us around a little bit. It's like variable winds. Creating turbulence. We're coming in for runway 12. I'm flying the Airbus. The Airbus is more stable on the sense. These 777s are a little slippy on the on the descents. You have to keep an eye on that airspeed. Use that air brake. As you see, I got the speed brake armed. Sometimes you just gotta work that speed brake though. Let's get my set up. Got our altimeter, got our information. Go ahead and set our auto brakes. Everything looks good. Come on now. Ah. Go. Oh, come on. And here we are. Looks like we're offline, but we'll be coming on down here. And we'll be coming around over here for runway 12, which is right there. So we'll be coming up this way into 12. Meeting our constraints. Oh. Altimeter set. That speed starting to creep away on us again. Get us back on our descent profile here.
Traffic. Traffic.
Right under him. Did you see him there? We had some pretty good clearance though, but yeah, we went right under him. Like you can really see that ray trace shadows here.
Delta 1944.
Back on track here.
13 for point 2. Take care.
Center on 134.2.
Meeting our constraints here.
Have a good day.
Don't mind that beeping. That's just me speed brake. Gotta finesse it there to keep it on speed. Here's Miami coast, Florida coast. Clouds look great. There's some creaking there. I know we had a rough start with Flight Sim 2024, but it's really coming along. After Sim Update 2 was pretty good. The sim's been working pretty good. There's some flashing in my FPS there.
Miami Center, American.
But oh yeah, the crash to desktops have been far and few in between.
American 1516, Miami Center, roger.
The sim looks pretty good. Scenery looks great. Yeah, for those hanging on to 2020, I think it might be time to be, considering the move over.
American 1516.
There's just elements of 2024 that just make it so nice.
Descend via BNFCH3 arrival. Miami landing runway 12, altimeter 3016, American 1516.
BeyondATC is not pronouncing that right.
American 1516, cleared direct rollout. Resume own navigation.
Roger, we'll head direct roll left, then resume on navigation, American 1516. Thanks.
American 2184, contact Miami Oceanic 123.775.
Center on 123.775, American 2184, take care.
We're on the Bonefish 3 arrival, not the BNF 3. Like BeyondATC. The way it says 4 too, the number 4 is funny sometimes.
15 heavy, contact Miami Oceanic 123.775.
Center on 123.775, Air Canada 115 Heavy. Good day, Miami Oceanic, Air Canada 115 Heavy descending via Banff 3, 10,900 feet.
My co-pilot doesn't know how to pronounce it either.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Miami Oceanic, roger. Miami Oceanic, American 2703, leaving 1 for 1,000 for 100 feet for 17,000.
American 2703, Miami Oceanic, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, American 2703.
Okay, we're crossing below 10,000 now. Go ahead and throw our landing lights on. Signs are on auto. Got our display set up.
American 1512, contact Miami approach 124.85.
Contact Miami approach, American 1512, bye-bye.
I don't see any other traffic. So he's the guy we flew under. But yeah, these clouds look great. They're not pixelated. There's none of that shimmering going on the edges. Yeah, the shadows look great. You can see the shadow of the clouds on the ground there. The contrast of the shadows. Nope. There's a change. That looked a little wonky. Cabin's ready. Let's get our speed slowed down here. See the numbers scroll freely. There's no ghosting. Just doing some speed management here. Looks like I buggered something up on my
Air Canada 115 Heavy. Contact Miami approach 124.85.
Contact Miami
my
approach.
flight plan's
Air
looking
Canada
a little wonky. I
115
shouldn't have added that DPH or
Miami
DHP.
approach, Air Canada 115 Heavy,
Okay.
6,600 feet. We have Delta on board.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Miami approach, altimeter 3016. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 12.
Altimeter 3016. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 12. Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Miami approach, American 2184, good day, 7,800 with information Delta.
American 2184 Miami approach, altimeter 3016. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 12.
Altimeter tree 016, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 12, American 2184.
Heading bug around. We use the auto land on this. I want to, that way I can concentrate more on the scenery and stuff as it goes by. I want to see what it looks like. Stuttering or anything. The clouds look great. Waiting for my vectors. Whoa. I want to do that.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, turn right, heading 310 vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 310, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
American 422, contact Miami Tower 118.3. Contact Tower 118.3, American 422.
I did something wonky on my flight plan. I'm not sure what that was. It was that DHP. I shouldn't have put that in there, but that's okay. We're getting vectored now anyways. Speed brakes are armed. Double check that. They forgetting about me? BeyondATC is forgetting about me.
American 243, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
Contact Tower 118.3, American 243.
American 1512, leave Bills heading 270. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 09er.
Leave Bills heading 270. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 09er.
I don't know, they forgot about us. Miami Center, Air Canada 115, waiting for vectors.
Air Canada 115 heavy, turn left heading 240.
Turn left heading 240 Air Canada.
Miami approach Air Canada 115 heavy, you are currently on vectors. Please continue your approach as planned.
Miami approach, JetBlue 193, good day, 8,000 with the numbers.
American 1512, descend, maintain 3,000 feet, altimeter 3016, vectors for the approach.
Descend, maintain 3,000 feet. Altimeter 3016. American 1512.
American 2184, contact Miami Tower 118.3, see ya.
Over to Tower 118.3, American 2184.
JetBlue 193, Miami approach, altimeter 3016, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 12.
Altimeter 3016, expect radar vectors for ILS.
I'm turning on my own. I don't know what the ATC is doing.
Air Canada 115 heavy, 15 miles from Piana, turn left heading 145. Maintain 2,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 12.
Turn left heading 145, 2,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 12, Air Canada 115 heavy.
American 1512, turn right heading 340. Descend, maintain 2,000.
Turn right, heading 340. Descend, maintain 2,000. American 1512.
Miami approach, American 92, 9,900 feet, we have Delta on board.
American 924 Miami approach, altimeter 3016, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 09er.
Altimeter 3016, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 09er, American 924.
Got the localizer.
American 1512, 4 miles from grid, turn right heading 050. Maintain 1,500 until established on the final approach course, cleared ILS runway 09er.
2,500.
Turn right.
Yeah, I got that all kinds of buggered up there on the end there.
Established. Cleared ILS runway 09.
I put in a transition that I shouldn't have. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay. Some more flaps. Speed down. Wait for our glide slope.
American 1512, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
So rocking 12 gigs of VRAM. Frame rate steady between 85 90. It's been around there. You know, every once in a while it'll pop up or higher or lower, but and yeah, the system RAM's good, only 6 gigs. Miles out, still waiting on our glide slope. Actually 12 miles out. Brake armed.
JetBlue 193, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
He did tell me 2000, did he not? Yes.
Tower 118.3.
Yes, he did.
193. Air Canada 115 Heavy, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
Contact Tower 118.3, Air Canada 115 Heavy. Miami Tower, Air Canada 115 Heavy, ILS runway 12.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Miami Tower, wind 130 at 10, runway 12, cleared to land.
Runway 12 cleared to land, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
All right. Looks like we're good to go. See the city of Miami back there. I have a city scenery pack for that too. And Miami Airport is also a payware airport. Gear down. Good, and we'll go flaps full. Got our line 3. VRAM just over 12 gigs. I don't see any stuttering or anything in the scenery. I see a little bit of scenery filling in. But that could be my TLOD is changing to the OLOD is coming up. My TLOD is going down. Auto FPS doing its thing.
1000.
American 1512, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, American 1512.
Looking good. Traffic. Yeah, everything looks good. Except for that scenery popping in, but I still got a few things to adjust and we can tweak a little bit. But this is just to give you an idea. If you're interested on what a high-end... See our frame rate's taking a hit there. We're at 56, 57. And look at, there's no stuttering. There's no...
100.
13 gigs of VRAM.
50. 30. 20.
Under 60 FPS. We're frame rate or mainframe limited there.
Air Canada 115 Heavy. Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Not sure what ramp they want me to go to.
Air Canada 115 Heavy. Contact ground 127.5.
Ground 127.5,
Right.
Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Okay, that's good. Break off. And we're good.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, request taxi to allocated gate.
Air Canada 115 Heavy, Gate Foxtrot 19er, taxi via Sierra, Papa.
Gate Foxtrot 19er via Sierra, Papa, Air Canada 115 Heavy.
Yeah, BeyondATC is in an experimental phase with GSX and hasn't been working today for me. I'll have to double check, make sure I have it on, but yeah, it wasn't working today. We don't have far to travel. There's a gate right there. I don't think the aircraft fit these gates here too good. I don't have GSX configured. For Miami yet. I'm at the wrong gate. That's okay. That's okay. It's flight sim. I don't think we fit in here at all. Come on, throttle. Close enough. Here we go. I don't think the gates work here. GSX probably all messed up now.
You need to start the engines to request ground
Yeah, see,
service.
it's a problem I've been having with BeyondATC and GSX at the end here. And plus, I don't think these work with the PMDG. I don't know. I haven't been able to get them to work.
Pushback approved.
Anyways,
American 1887.
I forgot to start my APU. But anyways, we'll let that start. We'll end it here. Just wanted to give you guys a look at how the 5090 performs and the settings I was using. You can see we're at about 13.5 gigs of VRAM. With my, if this was my 4080, that would be all red by now. Yeah, and we're about 70, which is about 35 frames per second native resolution. So, yeah, there you go. But I'll also do the same with a general aviation aircraft. It'll come. That video will come out right behind the heels of this video here, and yeah, we'll just do a short flight there in a general aviation aircraft. With the sim set up the same way, and let you see how the sim looks like that when we're closer to the ground and whatnot. But this is what taxes our GPUs and our systems the most, are these detailed airliners and the whatnot, and
American 1887.
and the detailed scenery.
American 1887. Runway 12.
I'm going to shut that down just to quiet things down. And yeah, we're flying with our payware airports and scenery and stuff like that. So I wanted to give that a go first and give you a look at what that was all about. So there we have it. Until the next video, we'll see y'all later. Stay safe, friends.